Good morning, African Stars International School learners. I'm Teacher Christophine, your Grade 2 Environmental Studies teacher. Welcome to Term 2, Lesson 14, and our topic for today is energy. Before we start with today's topic, let's look at the feedback to our previous activity. Number 1, you were asked to name the colors of the rainbow. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and then violet. Those are the 7 colors of the rainbow. And number 2, name 3 things that are found in the sky. We have the sun, the moon, and then the stars. Those are the 3 things that are found in the sky. Okay, let's start with today's topic. Energy. What is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. Energy is how things change and move. So, we all need energy to live, to work, and then to play. So, it's everything around us and take all sorts of forms. So energy is everything that is around us and take all sorts of forms. It takes energy to cook your food, to drive to school, you need energy, to jump in the air, you need energy, and even to ride a bicycle, you need energy. So energy is the ability to do work. So there are sources of energies. So we have energy from the sun. This is the main source of energy in the world, that is the sun. And the energy from the sun, we call it the solar energy. The energy that we get from the sun, we call it solar energy. And then plants use this energy to produce their own food and also to grow. So a plant needs a good soil, water, and then energy from the sun, that sunlight from the sun. So for the plant to grow and to produce their own food, they need the energy from the sun. And this energy from the sun, we call it the solar energy. And this is the main source of energy, that is the sun. The sun is the main source of energy, and then the energy that we get from the sun is called the solar energy. And then plants, particular plants, they use this energy from the sun to make their own food and also to grow. So we can see here, this is the marula tree with its fruits on, and then the sunflower. So they need the energy from the sun to produce their own food. That was plants. So animals also use the energy from the sun to get warm and also to stay healthy. For the animal to stay warm and also to stay healthy, so it needs the energy from the sun. And also the animals, they eat the plants that produce their own food using the solar energy. So the solar energy or the energy from the sun is very important because it's through them that the animals are also getting their food. If there's no solar energy, the plants won't grow or they won't put on fruits, and also here the animals won't be able to get their food that they eat them, the plants. So we can see here that there are goats grazing. They are grazing the grass. So this grass, it makes its own food, or for it to grow, it needs the solar energy that's from the sun. And also here there is a rhino also grazing, and also the result that is basking. So we can see here, for warmth, animal need the energy from the sun for warmth, and also to stay healthy, and also to get their food. For them to get their food, the plants need to acquire that energy from the sun for the plants to grow where they graze on. That was animals, and then we move to humans, people. Humans, they use the energy from the sun to see what we are doing or where we are going. If there is no light or the energy from the sun that we get, we won't be able to see. It will be dark. So the energy from the sun is very important for people and even animals to see, for them to be able to move around. So they need to see. So we also use it to heat water. We can heat our water using the solar energy. Here we are heating our water. Here is the geyser using the solar panels. To dry our clothes, we need the energy from the sun. And also to cook our food. To cook our food, we need the energy from the sun. And also baking. If you want to bake your cake, you can opt to do it using the energy from the sun. Electricity, we can also produce electricity using the energy from the sun, that is the solar energy. We can see here there are solar panels here that generates the house with electricity. There are other sources of energy. It can be wind, electricity that is generated or that is made of fuel, the gas. We can use a gas to cook our food, fuel to fill up our car, and then we'll be moving around with our cars. This is also a source of energy. Candles, we can lighten up our rooms using candles. That's also energy. Wood are also sources of energy because we can use wood to cook our food. Paraffin is also a source of energy because we can use it to light up the room, and then we study using a paraffin lamp. And then food is also a source of energy because if we eat our food, we get energy, and then we'll be able to do our schoolwork or do some activities or running or do exercises. Food is also a source of energy because it's from the food that we eat we get our energy. There are different forms of energy. We can name some here. We have electrical energy, that is lightning. When it's raining and then you see lightning, that is electrical energy, or the power lines that we have in our towns. And then there's chemical energy that we get from the food that we eat. Chemical energy, we get it from the foods that we eat. Mechanical energy is the energy that the car used to move. The moving car, when the car is moving, it's using mechanical energy. And then we have the thermal energy, whereby is when the ice is melting, or when you are heating up your soup or your food, you are using thermal energy because you are using a microwave to heat up or to warm up your food. So that is thermal energy. And then we have the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy that we use to move around. When we are walking or when we are jumping, we are using the kinetic energy here. So mostly the kinetic energy is the one that we use most, because it's the one that we use to move from one place to another, is the kinetic energy that we are using. But when the energy that we get from our food, we call it the chemical energy. And then the light or the solar energy, this is the energy we say is from the sun. These are some of the forms of energy. Electrical energy, lightning, or the power lines that supplies us with electricity. The chemical energy that we get from our food that we eat. The mechanical energy that makes the car to move. And then we have the thermal energy, that it can be a melting ice cream or when you are heating up your food. And then we have the kinetic energy, whereby is the movement, is the energy that you use to move from one place to another, either running or just walking. If you just move from one place to another, you are using kinetic energy. There's a difference when a person is moving, walking, and then when the car is moving. When the car is moving, that is mechanical energy, while if the person is moving, is the kinetic energy. And then the last one is light or the solar energy. This is the energy that we get from the sun. Okay, it's time for the activity now, whereby you need to match the movement with the energy source. We can see here the movement and then the energy source. The energy source, they are here down. You just need to match. A is what? We have petrol, food, sun, and then wind. You check the movement and then you identify the energy source of that movement. For this movement to happen, what is the energy source? Okay, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Answers to the activity will be provided in our next lesson. Remember to keep safe, wash your hands, and avoid crowded places in order to fight COVID-19. And I thank you.